Hello everyone, and welcome back to Jesse Hecht Creative. Today we're going over the Null and Venom 2-pack from Marvel Legends. Before we begin, make sure to claw that like button and bite that subscribe button. Now let's get to it. So here's Venom. He is huge, a big guy. We've seen this body mold before a couple years ago for the Venom movie line, so I'm not going to waste that much time in going over it, but let's check this guy out to see what's what. This head sculpt is brand new. It looks really nice as far as the sculpting goes. The paint is another matter. The eyes aren't really painted that well on this one, which is kind of a shame. And the teeth could use a wash to bring out the actual teeth. Looks like one big long tooth. It's kind of a shame and ruins this head sculpt for me. The body has some really nice sculpt, a lot of sinewy veins that used to be painted on the movie version of Venom. But this paint for the logo looks really nice. I wish it extended a little bit less so you could see this when you just move it down, but that's a shame on their part. And I do like how the front goes. I'm probably going to be posing him from the front mostly. The legs are really long and muscular, not too many veins or that much stuff to bring out the sculpt in this, which is kind of a shame. You can't really see it that much, but these toes are kind of weird and awful. They're like monkey toes. They're like homunculus toes. They're very weird and strange. I don't like them at all. They're just creepy. Ugh. Venom has two fists. They can swivel and hinge over here. Looks really nice. They're big and chunky fists with these white bands on them that aren't painted all that well. They have some mishaps here and there, but they do have the point on the thumb to show you it's a claw. Pretty neat. Speaking of claws, these claws are fantastic. This is what I'm going to keep on him from now on. They're wonderful. Very pointy, spooky, sinewy, strange. They have the bands on them. They're not painted that well, but that's okay. I'm just going to have them in this kind of pose, and that's fine for me. They can swivel and also hinge on the wrist. They are beautiful. And this is how I'll have Venom from now on. This head sculpt is just perfect. It's amazing. It swivels. It goes up and down. Has a little bit of tilt pivot for attitude. And this head has some major attitude. It is just hungry for more. The sculpt is amazing. Really sinewy. Very nice looking. The tongue is fantastic. The teeth are the right size. It's just perfect in every possible way for any kind of Venom you would want. I almost forgot to put this in, but Venom comes with these huge honking wings that I could not get on. I just can't get them on his, body. They're good accessory pieces, but not for me. They're just huge. They do have articulation points though, which I'll show off. One of them can go up, It breaks the sculpt though, and it can go down. You can kind of rest it over here, which is fine. The back is just plain black. The front has a little bit of shading, some darker and a little bit lighter, shinier parts over here. It also has a hinge right over here. The other one, same thing. Out, in, rest easy, that part, right? And then goes in and then out a little bit. It's meant to be like this and plug into his back, but for the life of me, I cannot get it to plug in. And that kind of sucks. I wish I could show this to you guys, but it won't let me plug it in, no matter how much force I put into it. I don't want to snap the thing. It won't go in. So I'm fine with leaving this guy like this. There are some ports in his back that are kind of unsightly, but they're black anyways, and they won't show through that much. So I might make a Ridley out of this. Who knows? I'd love to. So I actually managed to get the wings on after a little bit of pushing. They do fit sort of halfway into the socket, so that's fine. I can easily just take them out if I want to, but they're really cool. They're extremely top heavy, and I'm afraid they'll wreck the paint on the back, so that's why I won't really use them. But if you want to look at this guy with wings, here's your look. He looks really cool with them. I don't blame you if you want to have him pose like this, but I just don't have space in my collection. He does look super cool, and I do wish that Null had ports so you could put the wings on him. It'd fit him more than it'd fit this Venom. It's a shame, because I think these wings are specifically for Null, and they either screwed up or wanted to, double dip eventually later on. I'm willing to bet it's the latter. As far as articulation goes for Venom, we have the head, which is on a double ball joint. It can go back, it can go forward, doesn't really touch the chest, goes side to side, all the way around if you want, goes out for the arm, goes down, all the way around. We get a swivel at the bicep, double joint elbows right over here. We get a dumbbell chest, goes around, goes back, goes forward. It also has a crunch back and forward all the way, very nice. His legs go out this far, go in, go up this far, very nice. Goes back pretty okay. The far back goes pretty nice. It kind of crunches up with all this bulk over here. Down, swivel at the top, no swivel at the bottom. down and up and pivot to no peg holes. Oh, these feet are awful. I just hate them. Yeah, there are some points of contention with this figure, but when it's all the accessories are on it, it is just amazing. Venom stands at about 7 3/4 inches tall next to the Absorbing Man Venom, and I find that body mold is past its due. We need a new body mold for this guy. He looks so weird and chunky. The new Venom looks really, really nice, actually. I gotta add those extra hands and head, and it'll be perfect on him. And also here's Jesse Hecht Creative. Oh, don't look at me like that. You're not using these. I'm taking these for my cosplay. Open the door. Can you get the door for me? Venom? Hello? Please? Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also click the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. So here's Null. He too is very big, very large figure actually, but he looks pretty nice. A little monochrome, but very nice. Let's take a look at him. This head sculpt has the same problem Venom's does with the weird teeth that just look like one big tooth going across. The eyes are piercing and red with a little bit of like white highlights, I think, or is that the light? I'm not exactly sure. The skin is a nice unearthly gray, and the hair is flowing and looks really cool. I wish I had a little more wash for everything, that's all. The body sculpt is a really neat concept. I love this tattered skirt. The tan belt is throwing me off, but that's kind of fine, I guess. I wish it were this color. These wrappings look like the Mummy a lot. We got Frankenstein height, Mummy wrappings, and Dracula head. We also got this nice pitted armor on the front and on the back, as well as this nice, really tattered design over here, and the tattered skirt that I really love. The tan belt I could do without, and also this piece is going to jut into the gut and just hit him all the time. I wish it were a little bit more wrinkled on the back. I love the tatters, and it's good in concept, but it needs a little more oomph to be as good as I want it to be. The legs again are kind of just standard legs. They do have this kind of sinewy, muscly texture up here. At least I think that's his leg. I don't know why it's not unarmored, why it's unarmored, but it's kind of weird. This boot is pretty cool though, the same pitted stuff as the shoulder pads, and it just looks really medieval and very nice looking. The points of the toes are really well defined, and it's all in all a nice piece. I just don't get why he's not armoring his legs. That's very strange. As far as accessories go, he comes with this alternate head that is pretty great. I love this a lot, this kind of look. His lips look a little bit big from this angle, but they look better in person and much more in tune with the actual head sculpt. The hair is also a little bit, I think, less windswept in a way. It doesn't really, yeah, it looks different. There's a little bit more wind sweepage over here on this side. I just like this head a lot more. It's a little more calm, relaxed. The hands you can swivel and then roll the dice motion over here, and then the regular old up and down over here and swivel. It's good hands and a good head over here. Not a fan of the other head though. I like this. He comes with a Necrosword that is covered in Symbiote, and this is really neat. You can put it in his hand. It's pretty easy to get him to grip it. It just goes back into place, this hand. It looks really awesome and sinewy and scary and freaky and Venom-like, which is pretty awesome. This thing can probably kill anything and anyone. It reminds me a lot of Carnage, too, which gives me some good flair with this. It looks really cool, and it's a super awesome weapon to have in your collection. This wrapping over here, I'm not sure if it's painted or not, but just be aware of that. The more you use it, the more it might flake off. But it looks great right now, so far. As far as articulation goes, Null has a double ball joint that goes all the way around, and then up, and then down. Very good down, not so much up. Has a pivot, a lot of attitude right there in this creepy guy. Goes up on the elbow, down, all the way around, nudging past this chest plate with this armor that goes all the way around it. You get a swivel up here, elbow joint up here, double elbows. We also get a crunch back really far, down, hindered by this thing. I knew it, I called it. You can kind of push the belt out of place, but that kind of ruins the whole sculpt and everything. But this is as far as you can get down, like, as possible. You get a swivel at the waist, which again breaks up the belt sculpt. That belt cannot win. Out this far, you get a nice cut over here and over here in the skirt. You get a swivel. You get a double jointed knee that doesn't really go up that far for some reason. I'm trying to move it, but it's just not wanting to go. Yeah, that's as far as you got. Goes down, no swivel down here, swivel up there, down, up, and then pivot with 2 peg holes in the bottom of the feet. And I like Null, but I feel like he have a little more potential with what he's got going on. He looks great, but yeah, few things to be fixed. I also got to mention for this guy, I wish there were ports in his back so you could put these things in. That just looks super cool to me, him having these gymongous wings. Yeah, that would be really awesome, but it's a shame they didn't do it, as they probably wouldn't fit anyways if you put him on, so whatever, I guess. Null stands at just about 8 inches tall next to Venom. They look really cool together and very creepy. You can see from the symbols on their chests that they're somewhat related. That's pretty cool. But you know who isn't related? Jesse Hecht Creative. What? Don't look at me like that. Please go back! Overall, this is actually a pretty good set. I kind of halved the wings on Venom here, so they kind of stick in for this pose, and they actually look pretty cool on him. They look very nice and huge. My problem is, they're so huge that they can't even fit in any display. So that's enough of that. The body sculpt is really nice, a reuse of the previous movie Venom we saw. The head sculpt is fantastic for that. We also have the really nice body paint on that. It's really great. I like the addition of those white bands on the hands. They're awesome. The feet kind of suck for this figure, but I can kind of overlook that when the rest of it is just really good. Null is awesome too. He has a really nice new body sculpt. The story is really cool, and I just find him to have this really nice amalgam of Hollywood monsters, including a knight even. He has Dracula's head, the height of Frankenstein, the arms of the mummy, and he just looks really cool. I like him a lot. So yeah, if you're a fan of spooky, scary things, especially around the time of year this is being posted, get these two and you'll be very happy. But if you don't need the huge wings, if you already have a good Venom on you, you aren't really a Symbiote collector, stay away from this one, where it will find you. Thank you so much for watching Jesse Hecht Creative. Feel free to click like, subscribe, share, or leave a comment. You can also visit us at jessehechtcreative.com, where you'll find more reviews like this one. Thanks again for watching and keep being creative. Stay tuned.